Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first session. I think I forgot to change the banner, so I'm going to do that now. So, welcome to the first session of the new year. We are talking about weight loss. We're especially talking about metabolic obesity today. And this is the first session of the new year. So, to help support everyone's new year goals, which most of which are to lose fat, get really healthy, we are going to talk about fat loss specifically for this entire month. And today's topic is 5 signs you may be skinny, fat, or metabolically obese. So that's the topic for today. So I'm your host, Dr. Manjiri Nadkarni. I'm an Ayurvedic MD, holistic nutritionist for those who are new here. Um, and I try to look at everything with a holistic lens of Ayurvedic diagnostics and then nutritional protocols specific to Ayurveda as well as modern holistic nutrition. Today, we are going to talk about skinny fat or metabolic obesity. So let's talk about what exactly is skinny fat. So skinny fat is nothing but it is known as metabolic obesity where you are looking beyond your body weight. So this is somebody who has a higher amount of body fat, though they may look perfectly normal on the outside. So the BMI, body mass index, you can see that it's going to be perfectly normal or within the normal range, but you will see a lot of obesity, weight gain around the midsection. There may be, like the arms, legs, like you may not see a lot of fat deposition there, but especially if you have belly fat, but you are thin or skinny, this is what metabolic obesity means. Metabolic obesity means that you have a higher amount of body fat, so the weight distribution or fat distribution in your body is concentrated more around your midsection. Another sign is that you are somebody who's going to have not just a bigger belly, but you won't have a lot of muscle definition. So if I am talking to you, you can just say a quick hi, or if you identify with this, just say a quick hi, or just tell me that okay, you are struggling with metabolic obesity. The challenge when it comes to skinny fat or metabolic obesity is often people may not be aware of it. So you may have a lot of body fat deposition in the belly section around the visceral organs. So there are different types of fats in the body, where they accumulate. One is subcutaneous, which is under your skin, and then another one is visceral, which is around your body organs. And the fat that deposits around your body organs is going to be the more inflammatory fat. That is the one that's going to increase your risk of heart attacks, that is going to increase your risk of insulin resistance, that is going to increase your risk of diabetes, that is going to increase your risk of high cholesterol or high triglycerides. And that is going to make, this is a very inflammatory fat that is secreting inflammatory products in your body. So you are going to have chronic inflammation. You may also end up getting blocked arteries, and you also have poor muscle health, and you don't have a lot of muscles, and that is why you are going to find that you are easily fatigued, right? So that is what metabolic obesity or skinny fat means, that you look skinny but you have a high number of body fat. And this body fat is going to increase your risk for a lot of diseases, because it is the dangerous kind of fat. It is the fat that should be controlled, because you may not end up realizing that your arteries are clogged or something, because we can't see it from the outside, right? So, what are some signs that indicate that you have a high amount of body fat when you have a normal BMI or you are skinny fat? So, the best and the most accurate measurement is getting a body fat percentage reading, right? Often there are measurements of waistline. that can tell you that, okay, you have a higher waistline and there is a lot of fat deposition. But the best indicator of being metabolically obese or skinny fat is getting a body composition report done. So in my clinic, I use BIA, bioimpedance analysis, to measure your muscle mass, your body fat, your cellular health index, and we can easily determine if you are skinny fat or not. For women, we want to see anywhere from 23 to 34% of body fat. For men, we want to see the body fat percentage anywhere from 8 to 20. And that is kind of the range. So if you have a higher body fat than 30, or if you have a higher body fat than 20, but you're well within the normal BMI, which is around 25ish or below, that will indicate that you are metabolically obese or you have a higher body fat. The second sign is the lack of muscle definition. So you may not have well defined muscles. Even though you are trying to work out, you may end up not gaining any muscle mass, and your muscles are very lax, they're not strong, and that is causing easy fatigue. That is the other sign. The third sign is a high waistline. So when we look at your body, we can see that your waist is probably, waistline is well expanded as compared to the rest of the body. So a lot of the belly fat, concentration of the fat around the belly region, that shows visceral fat. The fourth sign is also poor muscle strength and endurance. So even if you are doing any physical activity like climbing the stairs, you might get breathless. If you are exercising, you are not going to carry on the exercising for a long time. And often, you get tired easily after even moderate physical activity. So you may not be running, but you may just be walking, or you may just sometimes be cleaning your home, and suddenly you feel that you are wiped out, you're extremely tired. So that is another sign. And often people will find out that they have some kind of imbalance in the blood lipid level. So you may suddenly find out that your blood sugar levels are off balance, or your triglycerides are elevated, or your LDL, which is the low density lipoprotein, that can be elevated. And you may also have low levels of HDL, which is the good cholesterol. So these are a few signs. Now, if you are struggling with any of these signs, that definitely shows that you do have a higher body fat percentage. Even though you are skinny, your BMI is normal. There are going to be various ways to test it. Some people do skin fold measurements, but the most accurate I've seen is the body bioimpedance analysis, that, or the body composition reading that we can do in the clinic. Now, what is the one thing that you need to implement if you are skinny fat? Right? So if you are trying to lose this excess body fat, what do we have to really do? So if there is one thing that you want to do, you have to stop consuming a lot of sugar in your body, right? So most people have no idea, but insulin is a fat storing hormone. When you consume high amounts of sugar, refined sugars could be one thing. Some people also consume a lot of fruit because they start eating healthy. But whether you're talking about too much fructose, which is fruit sugar, whether you're talking about too much sucrose, which is table sugar, or whether you're consuming too much carbohydrates that are refined, white breads, white rice, white potatoes, so everything that has a lot of carbohydrates, the excess non utilized carbohydrates in your body are going to convert to glucose, and your insulin, which is the blood sugar balancing hormone, is going to store all these excess glucose molecules in the form of body fat. And often in people who have insulin resistance, where your body is secreting a lot of insulin, but your cells are not identifying because of some kind of inflammation going on, this insulin will then start deposit a lot of the fat in the body, especially around your visceral organs. So if there is one thing that you have to do to lose this excess skinny fat, you have to cut down on your sugar intake. You want to be able to resensitize your insulin. And the third thing is you want to be able to have a good muscle mass and start working out, especially resistant training like weightlifting is going to help. Exercise has an insulin sparing effect, which means that when you are exercising, whether you're doing cardio, whether you're lifting weights, whenever you are exercising, your body is using up the sugar in your body or the glucose in your body without using your insulin. So it has an insulin sparing activity. So you are going to easily be able to get rid of this fat. Now, to be able to get rid of this fat, you want to make sure that you're exercising for a minimum of 30 minutes, because for the first 20 to 30 minutes, your body is just going to consume the glucose and is not even going to tap into your fat. So, if you do shorter sprints of workout, like 10 minutes or something, that is not going to help you with skinny fat or metabolic obesity. So, this is something that is very, very, very crucial for you to understand, that exercising 100% important, but it has to be a minimum of 30 minutes or more to be able to tap into the fat, right? And as I said, insulin, resensitizing your insulin is one of the best strategies that you can do. There are a lot of herbs, that lower inflammation, that scrape fat. From an Ayurvedic perspective, turmeric is one of the fantastic herbs. Turmeric, better than curcumin, which is the active principle. Turmeric in Ayurveda, we call these herbs lekhana, which mean that they're fat scraping herbs, but it's also going to overall reduce your inflammation. It's also going to help resensitize your insulin. There are several such herbs that we can, talk about, that will help with blood sugar balancing, that will help with lowering the body fat. And I'll be talking about more of these through, posts in the next upcoming in this month. um, yeah, so let me know if you have any further questions about skinny fat or body fat. And if you are watching this, please get a body composition report done for this new year. Do not rely on the weight on your scale, right? So, whatever weight you see on the scale is just a number, it doesn't mean anything. You don't know how much body fat you have, you don't know how much muscle mass you have, you don't know how much water you're retaining. But if you go for a body composition test, you are going to know exactly how much muscle mass, exactly how much fat you have. And this is going to be a more accurate picture of your overall health as compared to the weight on the scale or even certain numbers like BMI, right? So that's my suggestion for you. I am just recovering from severe cold, cough, flu. So I'm just going to keep this video a little bit short, but should you have any questions, please feel free to post those in the comment section. If you have any of your friends who are struggling with skinny fat, they look really skinny, but they have a huge belly and they're really struggling to, get rid of that excess fat from the belly, please share this video with them. You can either tag them. If they're not comfortable with you tagging them, just send this video to them privately. And please share this video so it can benefit a lot more people. Thank you once again. We have changed our Wellness Wednesday timings to 7 o'clock in the evening. So you can enjoy this at the end of the day. You can get some information while you're relaxing a little bit after dinner. So that is why the time has changed. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Bye for now.